We're already at Precept 6. We're halfway through the Enlightenment course. And this is going to be another big breakthrough. In the last two precepts, we were getting very heady. We were developing a greater understanding of what consciousness is and how our mind works and how we can develop conscious control over the mind. And that introspection and analysis is an invaluable part of your enlightenment. But I'd like to focus today on energy again. And today we're going to take it up to the crown chakra. We've been focusing on the third eye, and we're going to begin today the same way. But as we progress in the meditation, I'm going to start introducing other chakras. We'll do a chakra attunement exercise and help you begin to feel the subtle differences between each of these different energy centers in your body and the different frequencies that you can operate at and become receptive to or engage energy at different frequencies, enabling you to tune in to different ways that energy is being conducted in your life. So there are many invisible forms of energy moving through us. And simply by tuning in or dialing in, you become more aware of them, simply put. So are you ready? Are you ready to take it up yet another notch? To open your crown chakra, your 1,000-petaled lotus? So I'll explain all that right now. Let's begin by remembering why we're here. Let's begin at the beginning, which is stopping and just unplugging from everything else and coming into the present moment and feeling that living presence, just feeling the life force, feeling the volition to connect, and coming to this place, wherever you happen to be watching and listening. I invite you to find a comfortable place to sit again. Take a deep breath. Divest yourself of what was or will be, any other ideas or emotions, and just let go of them all. Let's step out of ourself and step into this jacuzzi of consciousness and go into a heart space together. Go ahead, take a deep breath and feel yourself opening up. There's this will or volition to say, I am open to receive, for it's through grace that we enlighten. What we have to realize is already here. So to be here, we kind of have to let go of what's not here, which is whatever was or might happen, which is where your mind tends to go. So bring your attention into this present moment, into why you're here, and to now us connecting, spirit to spirit and soul to soul. So breathe in and open your heart. And now as you breathe out, close your eyes and imagine we're all stepping into this hot tub or jacuzzi and feel the warmth. Immerse yourself in the warm, bubbly feeling. Let yourself relax, let your shoulders drop, let your head roll back, let your eyes roll up, gaze into the point between your eyebrows. Engage the feeling. Turn on the switch. So this is your on switch. This is how you toggle the light on. You engaging this point, you're activating your pituitary gland and you're engaging your life force. And now this life force and innate intelligence can guide your mind and body. So breathe in, close your eyes, galvanize your focus at the point between the eyebrows, and as you breathe out, just imagine you've immersed yourself into the hot tub and the water's maybe all the way up to your neck. And just allow yourself to relax. Feel the tension releasing from the muscles and tendons and bones, from your mind, and just feel yourself opening to receive. Lord, help me to be a pure vehicle for your love and light and wisdom. And as you inhale, feel your heart opening. It's that intention to connect that enables you to connect. You want to be careful your meditation doesn't become rote. You don't want to go through the motions of meditation. You want your connection to be heartfelt. So think about your longing to know God, or longing to connect with yourself, or longing to find the truth, or happiness, or peace. Go into the longing itself. Go into the love itself. Breathe in and open your heart. And as you breathe out, feel the atmosphere around us purified and blessed by the divine. The divine energy descends upon you and you are purified and blessed. Salutations to your mother, your father, your gurus or teachers, think of the Lord, think of the divine, and whatever way you're conceptualizing creation and the Creator, just hold a heart space to feel that presence alive within you and in the room and in our discourse right now. Breathe in. And as you're gazing into your mind's eye, remember that it's triggering an endocrine response. You're moving life force energy in your body. You're moving Kundalini Shakti. Remember the magnetism that encompasses the globe. Remember how the oxygen is infused with this electromagnetism, the same energy it draws the compass needle north. Well, as you're inhaling, I want you to be present to and aware of that subtle current of energy. It's just a little bit of energy, but it's all you need. And as it's drawn in, it's moving down and integrating into your nervous system, into your chi, into electromagnetic fields all around your body. This energy is being conducted through your nervous system, up and down your spine. This Kundalini, or life force current, is moving from the tailbone. So go ahead and feel and imagine the energy at the base of your spine again. Squeeze your buttocks or your rectum a few times. Just squeeze and release, just enough that you kind of have a sense where the very bottom of your tailbone is. And picture a red light there, like you're priming the pump. You're building energy up. The yogis say the Kundalini, like a serpent, is coiled at the base of the spine, and then it moves up because you actually can feel this energy start to move up inside you in a very natural and healthy way. It's meant to. This is a part of your evolution, the part of your awakening. This is your realization. So now feel this energy at the base of the spine, this red energy is beginning to move up, one vertebra at a time, very slowly, until it gets up into Svadhisthana, the second chakra, associated with our adrenal glands. Just below the belly button here. Breathe in. If you know the Dantian, go into your center. Breathe out. You're still engaging the third eye with your focus, but feel the energy move now into Maniparam, into the stomach, or diaphragm. So it's above the belly button and below the sternum. Breathe in here. This color would be yellow. Just feel it opening. And we go up the color spectrum, up into the heart center, Anahata. And the thymus gland, breathe in here and just feel it opening. Matter of fact, bring your hands up again. And let yourself be loved. So again, every few minutes, we're going to do a transmission. And we're going to intensify the energy, going to recalibrate to a higher level of consciousness. So breathe in. See if you can feel that energy building up in your body. And draw it into the heart center. Let's open up that heart chakra. You feel an expansiveness in your cardiac plexus and in your heart. Make room for your heart to expand and for the love to expand. Breathe out. Feel all the resistance waning. You can just let go and let God again. Just take one more breath and see if you can tune in and feel the vibe, feel the peace, feel the love. Do you feel loved? I love you. Feel that love. Let that love in. Take a deep breath and let that love in. Matter of fact, go ahead and bring your left hand down, and I'll take your right hand and put it over your heart. And just feel that love permeating your being. Just know you're loved no matter what. From now on through the rest of your life, you're loved. I love you. And if you ever need to feel loved, just tune in. It's there. No conditions, no questions. Now you can bring both hands down and breathe in again. And this time we're going to move from this heart center, which might be a green energy, to move up into the throat. In Vishuddha, the chakra here, this would be maybe a turquoise or aquamarine color. You can just feel that opening up. The expression of your higher self opening up. And then moving up the stem, up through what's called the framum magnum. So there's a big hole in your skull that allows your spinal column to move up into, and at the ends of it's called the pons. So all these nerves that are inside your spine kind of start opening up. And they open up into this area in the center of your skull that's the size of a walnut, generally. It's called the hypothalamus. The thalamus and the hypothalamus. So if you were to just imagine now a line going from ear to ear, And then from your third eye to the back of the head, which is the occipital lobe, just imagine this place in your head. That's the center of your 1,000-petaled lotus, sometimes known as the cave of Brahma, because in this place, all the nervous center relays through, creating the sense of self, the false sense of self, the physical sense, or I should say the temporal sense. So now from this hypothalamus, energy begins to move up and out, like from the center of a flower petal out to the ends of the petal. There are thousands of axons and dendrites that have been pulled down from your neocortex or your brain, and these nerve fibers are kind of pulled together through what's called the corpus callosum, and it goes into the hypothalamus. So you can just think of this as like maybe two wings of a butterfly. One side comes out to the left hemisphere of your brain and the other to the right. So inside your head now, just picture a light glowing inside your head. And now this light is expanding up and out. So it's moving out from the center through the limbic into the cognitive and reasoning faculties and into your vision towards the back of your head. And it's extending up higher, layer by layer, above the ears, all the way up now to the top of your head. So just imagine a crown was placed on the top of your head. And from that place up, there is light. So this would be roughly the areas of the frontal and temporal lobes of your neocortex. And this is one of the last parts of your brain to develop. You're still evolving this part of your brain. We're still evolving as human beings. So we are physically developing our brain capacity and our sixth sense, the psychic sense, the sense of who we are and why we were born, by opening up this center, the psychic center. And you want to do this very naturally. This is the natural course of evolution for mankind. There's no forced effort to it. It's exercising, like exercising a muscle or developing another faculty of thought or another skill. We are now developing our crown. So I want you to picture all the energy moving up to the top of the head. And at first, you might just visualize a golden crown of light or a ball of light. But bring all your attention now to the top of the head. And there's another way you can become sensitive to this energy. So this is the crown chakra, and here the light would be either white, or some people would say a golden white light, whatever works for you. You're still gazing at your third eye, which is associated with the blue light, and so you may often see a blue light as you're gazing in your mind's eye. But up here we typically visualize a golden, yellow, or white light. So just come up into this, and that's representing energy. So come up into the energy that's moving up to the top of your head. And as I'm speaking to you now, I'm going to shift the energy so you begin to feel a tingling at the top of your head. We're actually going to go to what's called the Thuriya state. The Maharishi used to take us up to Thuriya, and this is where the bliss state begins to occur. So looking at your third eye starts to open the crown. You may have already been feeling some sensation at your crown. Now we're going to focus there. So to help you focus, close your eyes and very gently begin to nod your head forward and back, just like you're nodding, yes, I understand what you're saying. And as you're nodding forward and back very slowly, observe the sensation at the top of your head. So there's this vortex of energy both moving out of the top of your head and coming down into the top of your head. And as you move your head forward and back, you're going to be able to feel that a little bit more. It helps you sensitize yourself to the feeling. And now change the direction from forward and back to right and left to right. Just gently tipping, maybe just an inch or two from the center point. And the next time you come over to the left side, dip your head forward slightly and then to the right and back to the left. So you're basically making circles with your head. Matter of fact, imagine that you're extending your energy out maybe a foot above your head. So imagine you've got maybe a golden crayon or something, a golden paintbrush that's 12 feet, and you're going to paint a circle 6 inches in diameter above your head. So with your eyes closed, just make little circles with your head and paint a 6-inch circle. So you're projecting your awareness up. And this is going to enable you to center your energy in. Now, refine that circle and make a circle within the circle that's only 5 inches in diameter. So those little rotations you're making with your neck are going to be a little bit smaller, micro movements. And now make another circle within the 5-inch circle that's only 4 inches in diameter. And now 3 inches, so you're barely moving your head and neck. And now 2 inches, almost indiscernible. And now just go into the center point and be perfectly still right here. Observe the feeling. Observe the feeling at the top of your head in particular. Feel the energy building up there. And there's going to be some tingling. What's happening is there's something called dendritic branching. That is, the nerve cells are actually making connections. They're actually forming connections, forming matter, developing this sixth sense within your mind. And you can feel that happening. And you can create it and make it happen by intending to, as I'm showing you now. So observe that feeling and observe the part of you observing that feeling. And now observe the observer observing. Does that feel good? So now just bring your right hand up. So we've been bringing both hands up typically, but you can just bring your right hand up now and cup your palm and let me send you some energy. Receive the Shakti part, receive the blessing, receive the darshan, the love. See if you can gather up a good heaping. Feel that energy building up inside, getting stronger. And then bring your hand up above your head and turn your palm so it faces down over the top of your head. If you need clarity in the instruction, you can open your eyes, but otherwise keep your eyes closed. And very slowly begin to bring your hand down before it touches the hair. Waver your hand up and down a little bit. And see if you can feel the energy coming out of the top of your head. Or from your head, the energy coming from your hand. Not just the heat. See if you can feel the electromagnetism. And you can even make little circles. And now lay the palm with all the energy in it on the top of the head. So in India, this would be known as Diksha. So place it on the top of the head. This is passing the energy to your crown, helping to open it up. You are protected and guided by the divine in all your activities, day and night, in all places. So just feel that. You are protected and guided by the divine in all your activities, day and night, in all places. You can bring that right hand down, both hands on your knees, and just repeat after me. I am protected and guided by the divine in all my activities, day and night, in all places. So that intention, that pattern is held in your field. And you should be able to feel that energy a little bit stronger now at the top of the head. Now, just observe this feeling. What is this feeling? This is the feeling of I am, the sense of consciousness itself. A sense of self that isn't embodied in any individualized way. It may come through a body and a mind. It may not need to come through a body and a mind. In fact, it's coming through many body and minds. And in fact, most of the time it's not coming through anything. It just is. So there's something there we're all tapping into, and as you move into your crown chakra, you begin to expand your awareness beyond time, space, energy, and matter. You move it beyond the faculties of the senses and mental cognitive processes and reason, and you begin to move into a greater interconnected wholeness of your own being. Your individual consciousness expands out into total consciousness. And this is known as Sat Chit Anand, or Ananda, beingness, consciousness, bliss. It's when your individual being begins to merge into the totality. Like I was saying in another precept, if you think of yourself as one little brain cell in the mind of God, you now as your body as the cell is now becoming aware of the consciousness within the brain. And it's the same consciousness of the brain that exists in every cell within the brain. In the same way, your consciousness that is embodied within your physical being is also embodied in all beings, all things. So we're all part of this interconnected wholeness of being, this oneness. So I want to invite you to breathe into this oneness as you feel the energy at the top of the head in the sense of I am. And sometimes this I am sense comes in as such a joy and a rapture. I wanted to share with you some joy and rapture from a poem I wrote, an inspiration I called I Am. So as I read to you this poem, this love poem to God, I want to invite you to reflect on the meaning of the words and listen along with me. I am. I am the sense of I am, and that which is pondering what this means. I am the volition to discover it and the source from which it came. I am that which seeks itself, the seeking, and that which is sought. I am that which is calling you to listen. I am the listening. I am all of existence and that which provides for existence to exist. I am what existed prior to existence and what remains after existence exists. I am that which is conscious of my consciousness and aware of my own awareness. I am the observer and the one observing the observer. I am that which was before the beginning and is after the end. I am the medium through which time arises. I never was nor will be. Time is a thought that I dreamt about. I am that which wrote these words for you to hear, knowing that you would hear them, and then created the situation for you to hear them in this moment. I am that which is reflecting on this in this moment and wondering how it could be. In fact, I am you and you are me. So how could that be? Obviously you have a different cell structure than these persons, these personalities, yet we are all connected. We're all part of a greater system of organizing intelligence. We see this in the ecosystem of the world. We see this in the tectonics, in the way that the solar system interacts, the way the galaxy and all the stars interact, and all the galaxies in the universe. We see an order arising out of chaos. And this is the expansion of consciousness. This is the expression of God working through us. And this is the very purpose for which you incarnated. You have come to realize the true nature of yourself so you can remember and realize who you are and why you were born. You're here to connect with yourself. Now, what is this self? This self-realization? And sometimes we say it's God realization. The two are related. Why? Because it's the same consciousness expressing through the many. Even if you go to the Bible and you look at the name, there are different names for God. There's El, as in El Shaddai, God Almighty, or Elohim, God the Creator. There's also Yah, or Yahweh, as in Jehovah, which is the transliteration. But Yah, I am, or Yahweh, I am that which I am, is referring to the consciousness. So the very definition of God, which is elucidated in the Kabbalah, which is the translation an interpretation of the symbols that are used in Genesis and the Old Testament. It has been brought to us through rabbinical Judaism, through ancient teachings, and they explain man has been asleep. He is unaware of his true nature. He's come into the world. In Hebrew, it's called Malkut, root in the earth, and he transcends. His life experiences are here to help him learn and grow and evolve, to go through different levels of consciousness until he comes to the very top, which is known as Keter in Hebrew, or crown. So it's the same as in yoga, that there is a transcendence till we become aware of our true divine nature, and upon this realization, this rapture, you enter into the kingdom of heaven, which is sometimes referred to as Zion. So Zion in heaven is not some place out there. Heaven is communing with God here on earth. That there is a state of consciousness that you realize. When you realize the true nature of yourself, you come into the realization of God's presence within you and around you, in everything, everywhere, all the time. You live with God. That is heaven. And now we have come into this age. Now we've come to the time where millions of people are awakening, and you're one of those people. You're awakening even right now as you reflect on this. Take a deep breath and reflect on this, and what is happening to you as you think about this? There's something deep, deep down inside you that's been calling you and guiding you your whole life, and now it's opening up and being freed. Now you're being guided by that inner light. So let's go back to that light. Take another deep breath. Feel the magnetism of the earth. Feel the energy, the Shakti, the prana. We call this particular form of Shakti prana when we draw in from the vital air and we pull it into our body and we make union with it. God breathes life into man and he becomes a living being, a sentient being. The sentientness was from what lit him up or her up. It's that life force, it's that love. See, the life force is the love. The love is the sustaining force that creates everything. So let's connect with it now. Breathe in. Open your heart a little bit more. Breathe out. Make sure you're looking at your third eye. And now bring your hands up again. And we're going to take it up another notch. So wherever you're at, I want you to hold the space where you're now ready to move up to the next level, to recalibrate to a higher level of consciousness. Observe the sensation in the palms of your hands. And as you breathe in, draw that light in, move it down your arms into your heart. Feel it opening up, getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Breathing out, letting go, feeling the energy spread out again. So it's another set, right? Breathe in. Open your heart. How sincere are you? How much do you want this? Expand your capacity to receive. Let it in. Now's the time. Don't wait. Don't hold back. Let go of your fears. You breathe out. Let go of all your resistance. Let go of all your excuses. Let go of all your defenses. Let go of everything. Let go and just let God take over your life. Just feel that sense of peace and joy coming into you. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Be the light that you are. You are the light. You are the truth. You are love divine. This body's but a dream of thine. Now bring the left hand down and take the right hand again. That should be pretty charged up. And again, bring it over your head. And slowly bring the hand down till it makes contact with your skull. And feel the energy moving into your crown. You are protected and guided by the divine in all your activities, day and night, in all places. Now bring that hand down and observe the sensation. Close your eyes, make sure you're focusing at the top of the head, and let's just go deep into the feeling now. Just dissolve into the feeling. Just merge into the feeling. Let yourself go up into the feeling. Go into the light. Merge into the light. Be the light. Just be. Good. Now slowly open your eyes again and gaze into my eyes. And just feel the love passing from my eyes into your eyes. Feel the Shakti. Feel the presence. Now close your eyes again. What do you feel? Now bring yourself back into your body. Observe the feeling. Come back to the top of the head. Visualize the light on your crown. Feel how your crown chakra has opened like a 1,000-petal lotus, and this light is tingling at the top of the head like a crown of light. Again, the Bible's fun because it talks about how Enoch walked with God. He entered into heaven. He enlightened. And if you read the book of Enoch, which is part of the Apocrypha, it says that the God placed a crown upon his head and he enlightened. It says he enlightened. God enlightened him. There was a crown upon his head, a crown of light. And he came into the awareness of God. He entered into the kingdom when the crown of light was placed upon his head and he enlightened. He came to know God. And this is the same iconography we get when we hear in the different Hindu literature. If we go to the Upanishads or Vedanta or read the epics like the Bhagavad Gita or the Ramayana or read the Puranas or the Satras and the Sutras, we find again and again these references to these higher states, and now you are beginning to experience them. And it's just going to get better and better and better as you practice. So now in your meditation, I want to invite you to begin your meditations as you have been, focusing on your third eye, and you always keep your eyes affixed here. That helps keep the mind still and keep you directed and focused on the life force. But when it feels right, and at least maybe 5 or maybe at least 10 minutes into the meditation, when you feel like the energy's going, or if the energy just jumps up there on its own, go ahead and bring it up to the crown and spend some time now for this next week or so at least, focusing on the sensation at the top of your head and really allowing yourself to dive in and enjoy it. This is called Thuriya meditation, a place beyond the mind, beyond the senses. So I want to invite you to dive in and enjoy that feeling. May you enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, happiness, and peace. May the whole world live in happiness and peace. Om Shalom. Amen.